Welcome, everybody. This is very exciting that today is the first day of our Get Results 2016 online tutor conference. So I am super excited that you guys are all able to join us, and I'm looking to see that everything is working perfectly on the other side here. Yes, we are live and everything on the website is perfect. So that's very exciting. Feel free to introduce yourself down below, and I am going to pause myself on this side so it's not crazy. But what I would like you guys to do is introduce yourself down below and be able to take part in the forum on the website. So today, I am so excited to introduce to you an amazing woman that I met about 3 years ago. She ended up emailing me. She was completely frustrated in her business, and she was just looking for just some suggestions, some tips, some help on how to really make online tutoring work. And today, she is one of the top paid online tutors in India. So I am very excited to introduce you guys to Sandhya Bajaj.
Hello everyone out there. I'm super excited as well. And I should admit that.
Yeah. Well, what I'd love for you to do is share your story of how you got started with online tutoring.
Yes, very much, very much. I basically started training, as in I was working as a computer teacher with Don Bosco High School. I had a training background as such. And I was also working, I was doing a full-time job. And after my son, especially, one thing was very clear that I wanted to have my own income, have my own identity, and managing a job with the kid is certainly not possible. So online training, like I had kept reading about it and I thought, why not give it a shot? And since I had computer experience, so online training was certainly that, made things simple. You get a balance, you have your own identity, you have an independent income, and most important, you are able to take care of your kid as well. But to be very honest, it's like the market was not very easy, and we as trainers, we are more into training and not marketing. And I kept surfing, and that's how I got in touch with Joanne, and I just bombarded her with all my questions, and I'm like, I'm interested in training, I'm interested in online training, but the thing is, I don't think I can do it further, because the very idea of marketing was something that was not appealing. And the fact is, you may have the best of knowledge, you may teach very well, but whom are you going to teach to? You certainly need clients, right, at the end of it. So that's been a long way. And of course, Joanne has always been there. And now it's like, for me now, marketing is not marketing. I feel it's basically, if you're offering anything, people are able to see you as genuine. So it's basically, it's no longer marketing. It's like you are there to reach out and you are there to provide solutions to people. So why won't they come up to you, right? Of course, you need to be patient, you need to be consistent, and you need to keep going. That is there. So that's the whole point. That's how I have been, like, on with it. Though there was a point in my life when I just thought that I should give it up, and that Joanne's mail she brainwashed me completely.
You
So
were,
that's
you
the
were in
whole
that,
thing.
you were. Remember that email that you sent me?
Yes.
You were so
I still
frustrated.
remember the words hope marketing. You're actually waiting for people to come to you. That's not going to happen. You have to step out. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Actually, she caught my right nerve. And the thing with me, it's like, once decided, I just put it into action, put it into place. I will not wait. Okay, fine. And there's too much of an analysis done. I'm like, okay, agree that you have gaps in your work. You admit it and you have to keep going. So I think that has also helped me a lot, just accepted your weakness. Once you've accepted, convert it into your strength. So that's very, very important. Otherwise we just keep holding on to our thoughts. This is not going to happen. No, everything will fall into place. But first accept that, this is where you are lacking. Because unless that acceptance does not come, how are you going to move forward? So that's very important.
Yeah, and I remember you just really wanting to know more, like how can I get myself out there and have people find me and do all of that. And now you have people finding you from all over the world. What
Yes,
countries do
yes,
you work with?
yes, yes. I'm working with US, UK, Saudi, Australia, and UAE, and
Very
definitely
cool.
India.
I love that. So to keep us on track, I actually have a PowerPoint that I am going to share with everybody. And it also
Yes.
has information if you want to learn more about Sandhya, you can go to her website, which is mentalmaths.in. So I am going to share my screen here, and everything's going to work easily and effortlessly, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So here we go, and I am going to open up. Here we go. Do you see it on your side?
Yes, yes, very much.
Perfect. Good, good, good. So in the beginning, you were really anti-marketing. Tell us about that.
Yes, it's like marketing was something I used to, you could say you're allergic to marketing. I was that kind of a person. I was basically looking in for people, any of these people, those who have their classes format. Like, you promote my course. I was even willing to shell off as good as 50% of my earnings. I was even ready for that. I just wanted to concentrate on, developing my course material, training students, and that's it. But then I realized I'm like, despite sharing 50% of your earnings, people are not interested in you. That's a fact of life. People just want to go ahead with their monotonous work. So even if they spot you as someone who has the potential, who has the capability to do something, but they are not interested in tapping new talent, you could say that.
Mhm.
And after almost like say maybe 3 to 4 months, I was like, this doesn't work, this model is not working. I have to change it. I have to do something myself. And that's how then I got into marketing. I kept reading material. I realized that, what is it like? I basically thought from a parent's point of view, first and foremost, what would a parent looking for? Like today, okay, I have a kid, if someone is approaching me, what would that person want, or what would I expect from a tutor if I have to send my son for classes? And that's how I developed a script, just in case if I get a call, this is what I need to talk. And then the thing is, it's obviously feedback, right? So when the client is going to ask you questions, you know whether you are able to convince the person or no. And over a period of time, things started getting better. You get more polished, you get better with the expectations of the client, and then slowly and eventually it becomes better. But the
Mhm.
thing is, again, it's all about mindset. When you say or no, nothing is going to work for you. The minute you decide that you want to work towards it, there are so many platforms that open up for you.
Mhm.
That really helped me.
Yeah, absolutely. I just remember that negativity that you had in that, like
Yes.
that first email, like this isn't going to happen. I'm never going to be able to do it. And it's like, yes, you can. You can.
Correct,
So
correct.
you
True,
had
true.
started off with Whiz IQ, and then you turned to Skype.
Yes.
Tell us about that experience.
Yes, WizIQ, in fact, it was the other way around. Normally, WizIQ approaches tutors, but in this case, it was different. I had approached WizIQ because of their platform and their online whiteboard. But then the thing is, I was not very happy with their customer service, though I had not taken up any paid subscription. They have this free trial basis where I said, let me try it out. First and foremost, they are not very customer centric. The person whom I had spoken to, he refused to take my calls, he refused to answer my mail. And I said, in a free service, he's going to do something like this. What is a guarantee that I pay it off and I get something better? You
Mhm.
know. And then I just realized again, it's the same thing. Again, I am just running behind people. Those are not even interested in me. So that means what? It's better that I change my attitude. I change the way I look at things, and I change my attitude towards marketing. Ultimately, it's what at the end of the day, that your client needs genuine service. That's the bottom line, right?
Mhm.
And again, when I happened to check out Skype, anyways, I was training students one on one. And even if I have groups, I've been really clear about this right from day one, that in groups I am not looking for more than five. That is very clear, because I don't want to compromise on quality, which again Skype allows you. Skype
Mhm.
allows you group chat. So I'm like, then why do I need them? You know, I'm taking their
Exactly.
tantrums. I'm going to pay them also. I'll take their tantrums as well. So might as well let me go on my own, you know.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
then after that, I just stopped calling them. And believe it or not, Joanne, a year later, it's like in that 1 year, then I did a lot in terms of marketing. I published my ebook. And after a year, in fact, they called me and they kept calling me that we want you to be on Visitio. And I was like, no, sorry. I've been once they say that the first impression is the last impression. And I told them, like, you know, I got very poor customer service. That person also apologized. And I said, no, I think I'm quite sorted now and I know what I'm doing and I'm very happy the way I'm doing. So it's better that, you know, you go your way and let me stick to what I'm doing. And he's like, no, you can tutor as good as 50 students. And I mean, this is not what I'm looking at. I am very clear that anyone who comes to me, I change their entire perception towards maths. Okay, and if I'm going to be operating the same manner, then what is the difference between me and the others, right?
Right,
So
right.
we tried their level best to convince, and you know, there was a point, and I just stopped taking their calls. You know, it's like, you know, how
Yeah.
many times you can be politely and you can say, no. I said, they will get the message. So then it was all off.
And so now you use Skype and Twiddler together to be able
Twiddler together, correct. I'm using Twiddlers and for the online whiteboard, wherein I just copy the link and I paste it in Skype, and then they click on the link and they come on to Twiddler.
perfect, perfect. So simple, so easy to use.
Simple, exactly.
I love it. I love it. So I just want to say welcome to John Brewer and Linda Taylor, who are joining us. We're so glad that you are joining us on the page live and leaving comments. Those of you that are leaving comments, fantastic. I will be announcing tomorrow on Wednesday who the winners were from today for the people who have participated the most. So if you have any questions at any point, feel free to put them on in there and we will save some time at the end for you to answer them. Now, we really want to go into Vedic Maths because a lot of us here in the US and in Europe, we haven't heard of Vedic Maths before. It's a different way of doing math. And I would love for you to share specifically what Vedic Maths is and what it can do for kids.
Sure, sure, sure. Well, Vedic maths is the fastest mental math system in the world. Okay, so when I say mental maths, it's basically maths that we are doing it in the mind. So we are not being dependent on any kind of calculator. And I'm really stressing on that. We are not dependent on a calculator. See, when it comes to bigger calculations, yes, but at least small calculations, we can manage to do it in our brain. It's been developed by Sri Bharati Krishna Tiraji Maharaj, and this is like basically a very old system of maths, very ancient maths, you could say it. So there are a lot of techniques out here which when we learn, we can get it into our daily system, we can get it into our school math, we can get it into our daily life, and obviously that's going to make us much, much more confident, and more interest in the subject automatically comes in. That's the whole point. So the techniques are different, but you end up getting the answers faster. There's a lot of excitement when you're doing the sum because of the easy application. And the thing is, it is calculated in the mind. So obviously, it what you call it increases your concentration level, your focus increases, and your mental capacity increases. They say, right, like your mind as in body, your body needs exercise. Similarly, your mind, like your body, also needs to exercise. So this definitely helps us to increase our concentration span, our mental level, mental capacity increases, memory becomes much, much better.
And it's amazing how, I mean, so many kids today really struggle with being able to do math mentally. They just want to rely on that calculator, but you enter those numbers in wrong in the calculator and you've got a wrong answer, right? It's so easy to do that.
Correct, true.
So what are the main features of the Vedic Maths?
Yes, as I said, like it's a complete system in itself. When I say it's a complete system, so they have their ways and techniques for your addition, for your subtraction, for all your four operators,
Mm.
for your square roots and cube roots. So it's not only about just the basic math, it has a wide application. And the thing is, it's like when you're doing Vedic maths in a group. So what happens is once the children learn the techniques, they are very excited to start applying it. So automatically it increases the creativity in them. It puts them to think. There's a level of competition among them, so they like it, they enjoy it, and the entire perception changes. Like for many people, they have a math phobia, right? They don't know what to do with it. And we cannot deny the fact that math is a very scoring subject. This is the only subject where you can get 100 on 100, no other subject. So it's basically you can capitalize on it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a look at some examples here that you have of how to do the mental math.
Yes, this technique is basically about, as it's rightly mentioned, you're squaring numbers ending in 5. Okay, squaring numbers would be what? Nothing but a number being multiplied by itself. So what are we doing here? 45, correct? A number ending in 5, and 15 again, a number ending in 5. So what we do, we split this 45 into left and right, as in 4 would be my left and 5 would be my right. We first deal with the right, that is 5 square. So I have 25 on my right. I repeat, 5 square. So I have 25 on my right. Now, how do I get this 20? This is again simple. The number on the left, that is 4. I think if I can write, can I?
Oh, no, you can't write on here. Sorry.
No. Okay. So this 4 is nothing but I multiply it with the next number. So what comes after 4?
5.
5, correct? So what we do, simply we multiply 4 by the next number. That's 4 times 5, 20, and we just put the numbers together. So I have 2025.
Got it. So simple. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is really easy. And actually, I can write on my side here. So what you're saying is 5 squared, we know that is 25. We've got
Correct.
4 times the next number after that, which ends up being 4 times 5. So we get 20,
Correct.
25.
20. And you put it up together. Correct. That's it. That's all about it.
Wow.
Same applies here. So that's 5 squared is 25. The 1 multiply, the next number is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Put it up together. 2, 2, 5.
Oh my gosh. Amazing. I love it. I love Vedic Maths, you guys. Ever since I ran into Sandhya and she started showing me this stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, this just makes life so easy for kids.
Easy, exactly. And it's very different from school. So it's basically, see, when you're learning something new and it has easy application, obviously it brings out all the interest and the excitement. Kids look forward to Vedic sessions. That's the point.
All right, so let's see if I can do 35 squared based off the lesson you just gave us here. So 5 squared would be 25. It's going to end in that. 3 and the next number is 4, and 3 times 4 is 12. So I put the 12 right there.
Yes, it's absolutely correct.
Oh yeah. Who's excited about this? I love it.
And how much time did you take, by the way?
What's that?
Fraction of seconds, yes?
Yeah, I know, it's seconds. And could I have done 35 squared before that? Heck no. Oh no, yeah. I would have been pulling out that calculator, that's for sure. All right, let's take a look here at the subtraction.
Correct. Now out here, the best part is, like, this is really difficult for children because first and foremost, it's borrowing in subtraction, right? I guess in the US, they might be calling it as regrouping, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct, yep.
Yeah. So now, again out here, the thing is, when it comes across a series of zeros, we start taking help from our neighbor 1, but we move straight to the left, right? So this becomes a little difficult because then we are traveling from 1 to 0, then 0 to 0, and ultimately we end up with the last digit. Now, Vedic makes this really, really simple. There is a rule that we follow here. In Vedic Maths, they're also called sutras, S-U-T-R-A-S, sutras. Okay, so what does it say? All from 9 and last from 10. What does this mean? It means subtract the last digit from 10. I repeat, subtract the last digit from 10 and across the zeros from 9. So what do we get here? 10 minus 7, last digit from 10. So 10 minus 7 would be a 3. 9 minus 8 would be a 1. And because there's nothing here, 9 minus 0 would be 9. So my answer becomes 9, 1, 3. So
Hmm.
this application comes in across a range of zeros. So if this would be 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 100,000, and so on, that
Hmm.
way.
Amazing. Amazing. This is just incredible. Just incredible. Let's take a look at multiplying by 11.
Correct. Now, even in multiplication by 11, what we do here, normal otherwise we would use the 11 times table. Now, in Vedic, there is a technique which calls multiplication by 11. What do we do here? The number that is being multiplied by 11, that is 18, right? What do
Mhm.
we do with 18? Very simple, we split it up. Split it up into left and right, that's 1 and 8. Now, how do we get the middle number? Very simple. As I've mentioned here, the middle number is nothing but the sum of 1 and 8. 8 and
Mm.
1 is 9. That's it. Just add it up, put the number in the middle.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So easy. Now, people aren't able to see, unfortunately, they're not able to see the PowerPoint, which makes it a little bit more difficult for them to understand. So,
I
what I will
understand.
do, I am
Hmm.
going to send you guys a copy of the PowerPoint so you can see some of these things that Sandhya has been talking about today. But the whole point of Vedic Maths is that the kids are learning how to do maths inside of their head. So it's not just a matter of them needing to use that calculator to figure it out. There's all these tips and tricks that can really make it easy for them to be able to figure it out. So I absolutely love it. Let's go. Let's kind of talk about. Let's talk about kind of our conclusion right here about Vedic maths.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, Joanne, tell me.
Okay, great. So let's kind of sum up our information that you've given us about Vedic maths.
Yeah, as I said, Vedic maths definitely helps the child. Basically, it fosters their mental ability. It helps them in school. It helps them in their day-to-day life because maths is not just about school, right? Maths is something that we need in our day-to-day life. And in fact, I feel that is a bigger picture than what we are doing in school. So if
Mm,
your day-to-day math calculation is strong, you're able to calculate in your head, you are perceived as someone different. When you are actually calculating in your mind and you have your friends with the pen and paper, you are noticed, you are spotted. So that's the beauty of Vedic maths. You can use it everywhere. You can use it in school, you can use it in your day-to-day life, and of course, not to forget in competitive exams, especially where time is a criteria, time is a constraint, okay, where you have like probably say 100 sums or 75 sums to be completed in as good as 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes whatsoever. So their Vedic maths techniques are very, very, very helpful because you have seen it for yourself. You get your answers in a matter of seconds. So
mhm,
how easy that would be. It simplifies your calculation. It gives you time to finish your paper quickly. It gives you time to cross check your work, and at the same time it increases the confidence level in a child to a very big extent. In fact, not only children, in fact, I do get adults, those who are appearing for their GMAT exams, those are appearing for competitive exams, who want to come ahead and learn, because it helps them in their competitive, and also in fact women entrepreneurs, it helps them in their business,
mm,
right?
absolutely. You bet. You bet it does. And you know what? Philip actually just commented on here and he said Vedic math is awesome. Which is
Yes,
very
yes.
cool. So let's talk about your income that you were able to make with being able to teach this online.
Correct. See, with respect to income, the thing is, I have divided into my training into online and offline. So it's like I have kids coming to me in the evening, and I have my mornings and nights for my students out of India. Um, I'm running three different programs as it's already there on the slide. One is mental maths. The intention behind this program is basically when kids just start off in school, like 5.5 years, 6 year olds, they've just been introduced to the subject. Okay, they just have exposure to addition and subtraction. So why the finger habit? Let's make them do it mentally right from a raw age. So by the time they move to 9 years, we can directly push them to Vedic maths. But what is mental math? It is nothing but simplified version of Vedic math to their level. You get it? It's just backtracked.
Mm-hmm.
So it's mental maths for the younger ones, it's Vedic maths for the 9 years. And then also I run another program which is foundation maths, wherein we are focusing more on the logical reasoning. As in, along with the calculations, it's also important that if a twisted sum comes in your curriculum, you should be able to think and you should be able to crack it. So that is also important, logical reasoning aspect, and the school academics. Academically how well you're doing in the subject. Because ultimately, see, no matter what I have to say, the child is going to get the confidence only from school. When he is applauded in front of other students and the teacher says something good, the child's confidence level really goes high.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, in the beginning, I remember you were charging some pretty low amounts for your tutoring services. How has that changed over the years?
That has certainly changed. When I started off with a rate of say around 350, 400 an hour. Now I'm charging anywhere, like my minimum rate for an hour is 500 rupees. And it's for my foundation maths program there, I'm charging 700 rupees an hour. So it
Mm-hmm.
has certainly changed. And also when I have students coming into me in the evenings, I take a batch. So that is not one to one, that is a batch. As I've mentioned, that I make it sure that it's not more than 5 students.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So it's like it helps
perfect.
you to leverage your time, and at the same time you are not compromising on quality.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. And the fact that you could even bring in more students at that rate is just absolutely incredible because you're increasing the amount that you can make and you're giving them quality education at the same time.
Quality education, perfect, perfect,
I love
perfect.
it. I love it. Um and talk about the balance that you now have because of being able to tutor online.
Balance, yes, very much balance. Because see, it's basically I know what I'm doing at what time. I'm very clear on that. It's like I know my mornings are reserved for my students, those who are in US. So it's
Mhm.
basically because for me it's morning and for them it's evening hours. In
Mhm.
fact, that's exactly what's happening with you with me right now.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Yeah, then again, my afternoons is like India, 4 o'clock. Kids are out of school, so like from 4:30 to 6:37, I'm with my students from Bombay itself, Mumbai. And then my late evenings is again basically students from UK, Switzerland. So that's the way it's basically balanced. During the day, I am more as in, finishing off with my household chores, personal things. I'm very fond of dancing. I go for my fitness classes. So it's basically balanced. So it's not that, you are, when you're doing a job, you're just hooked up to a job. I'm like 8, 10, 12 hours, you're just there. You have no
Yeah.
family life. You have no time for your hobbies and interests. So ultimately, over a period of time, it really sucks. It's a balanced life. I'm there for my kid. Okay, evening, once I'm done with everything, okay, if I take him to the garden, I'm out with him, I spend quality time with him. So even as a mother, I don't have guilt. So we are playing different roles, and at the same time we are satisfying each and every role of us, as a mother, as a daughter-in-law, as a wife, as a
Mhm.
sister, or as a daughter, whatever you may call. But the thing is, that makes you feel so nice at the end of the day, and at the same time your clients love you. What else do you
Yeah.
need?
Exactly. Now, we've had a couple of questions that have been posted. One of the questions was people wanted to know the name of the whiteboard you use. I know this is a big topic for a lot of people, and you had mentioned that you use Twidla, spelled Twidla. And so
Yes,
that
yes.
is the resource that you've been using to help use your whiteboard. Lots of people really struggle with that piece of it. So that is absolutely
Correct.
fantastic that that you have found a great resource for yourself to be able to
Yes.
utilize. Um, Another person had asked about starting up, like they're just getting started, they're only 1 month into their business, and they wanted to know if you were to give advice to somebody who's just 1 month fresh into this, what would be the best advice that you would be able to give to them?
Yes, my piece of advice to such an individual that basically, first and foremost, you need to know your end destination, where you want to reach, and daily you have to take action. You don't have to think whether it's going to work or it's not going to. It will surely work, but it's going to take some time. So be very positive, and if there is anything that is lacking, as I said before, just accept it. There's nothing wrong or right about it. You need to accept your weaknesses and work towards it. You need to be consistent. Only when you're consistent, then you are able to see results. So basically,
Yeah.
every day, what are you doing in terms of marketing? In fact, now, believe it or not, I maintain 3 worksheets. One worksheet is basically which just concentrates on students. Okay, like every student, what is the what do you call, how should I say it, as basically it's a log. Okay, so every
Mhm.
student, what worksheets have done, what changes have come in, and what I'm planning to do. One worksheet I have is just a marketing summary, that every day what did I do to get my students, because what we need to do is create a funnel. That is important. Like every month you don't have to sit and think, oh, 10th and I have no student, oh, 20th there's no student coming. You don't have that kind of time. So best is every day you need to do something towards marketing. It could be anything. You could contact your existing clients, it could be taking testimonials from them. Basically you're going to school to drop your kids, you tell them about the program. You could post something on Facebook. So there has to be a variety. You cannot just stick to one thing, online as well as offline. So that is important. And I believe more than anything, a positive mindset. Give
Yeah.
yourself time. Yes, that, like, for me, that was a total game changer. I'm telling you, Joanne's mail brainwashed me completely. So positive mindset that yes, I'm able to crack it. Believe it or not, Joanne, this that I'm talking to you today, I envisaged this 3 years back.
Mhm.
I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it, and one day I will be interviewed. And today I could say, yes, I'm not kidding, I'm really not kidding. Because see, only when you know your final destination, where you want to reach, then you can have a plan according. You can backtrack what all steps you need to take in that. Otherwise it's difficult, right?
Yeah. And a lot of people think that marketing means that they have to invest their own money for people to find
Not necessary, not at all necessary. It's not necessary initially. And like you could start off with small actions on a daily basis, and later on, as you keep making money from your existing clients, then invest. I'm like, I had a website almost after 1.5 year after I started.
that. Hmm.
So it's not that I pumped into it and yes, I need a website, I need to have my visiting cards, I cannot function without that. Just keep going. And
Yeah.
it's not that you need to have a concrete program. Okay, fine, this is perfect. No, because the program there will be changes, because you learn out of experience. You know what is working, you know what is not working, and what is not working, keep doing the modules, keep
Hmm.
revisiting your worksheets or modules, whatever you prepare. But the thing is to start. You have to take action. You just have to start. You cannot have everything perfect and then you will start. So you are basically wasting that kind of time, right? For taking 3 months to prepare a program and you take another 3 months to market. So you've lost 6 months, absolute productivity gone. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
thing.
And that's one of the reasons why I created the book, Your Online Tutoring Business Solid, so that people could
Hmm.
start using free resources right away to
Correct.
be able to tell people about their services. So being able, I think probably the most important thing, and you did this as well, is get the education you need to be able to really build your business. And that was
Correct.
huge for you. You took part in the Tutorpreneur program. You've had
Sure.
the book, Your Online Tutoring Business Solid
Yeah.
program, and you
Yes.
also did the reading interventionist program. So you have just
Yes.
really gone out there and given yourself that time of being able to educate yourself so that you could have a successful online tutoring business. Now, there are some
Correct.
people who want to know: do you use the free or the paid version of Twidla?
The free version. Why you want to pay for it when you have a free version?
There you
You don't
go.
need it. You really don't need it. Believe me. I'm like, even in your Facebook, whatever you're doing, make a discipline like every Wednesday or every Tuesday. I want to post something related to my business. That's it. Because as you keep doing, people start knowing you, and then they know you as that particular identity. That is what you want to create. But the thing is, as I said, there has to be discipline, there has to be dedication, and most important, consistency. You can't expect immediate results, but you have to keep going. Daily, what are you doing towards to create that image? That's important.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be able to share
Yes.
with other online tutors your experience, what it is that you do, and just be able to give them that encouragement that a lot of us need when we're starting off. So, thank you so much for
Yes.
your motivational story and your success. We are so excited that we were able to join and. I will give you a link too if people have questions for Sandhya later on that maybe she didn't cover something and you'd like her to answer that. I'm going to give her a link so that she can get back to you also in the forum. So
Yes,
continue to
yes,
ask
very
your
much.
questions, and it was great being able to hang out with you. We will be announcing who the winner for today was on Wednesday, and then
Wow.
Wednesday we have another fabulous speaker. We have uh, it'll just be absolutely incredible, all about just diversifying your income and what you can do to while you're getting your online tutoring business started, because sometimes we just fall all into one thing, but we can be doing a couple of other things at the same time to be able to bring in some income. So that
True.
will be a really interesting topic. So thanks again, Sandhya, for your time,
Thank
and
you.
everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.